Okay, you're live.
Okay,
We're gonna wait for some people to come on.
we'll say that.
Hi everybody, we're just waiting for some people to come on. Here to give you an update. I see Stacy's on, Zoe, Lori.
Okay. Guys, this is Amy. Can you all hear me if I talk from here while Carol is filming? Let me know you can hear me clear.
Can you all hear her? Stacy said yes.
Okay. Guys, this is...
Hang on one second. Let just a few more people. They're coming on. This is going to be an update of the outcome of what happened today. Just waiting for a few people to come on.
Before I started to speak, I just wanted to make sure that everybody could see and hear me clearly. This is Amy with 100 Plus Abandoned Dogs of Everglades, Florida. I'm going to wait till these people go by so there's no interruptions. We are here at Vinos on Las Olas. We're here doing our fundraiser. We will be here from 6 to 8. Gracie is here, Carol and I, and some people are starting to show up. We were just discussing the animal neglect and cruelty case from today and yesterday. There's been some information since the last video, so we wanted to update everyone and not leave you hanging until tomorrow. With everything being said, so many videos, so much frustration, exhaustion. We've been fighting for 2 days straight for this case with the officials, with BSO, with Animal Control, Broward, with code enforcement. So once we shut down the videos, we stayed there for a while. We discussed with Animal Control, the officers, along with code enforcement, what was basically happening with the situation. Just as we all suspected, sadly, when we were there the first day, everything was perfect. It was perfect for them to go in and to see the conditions. All the agricultural animals there, like I said, I'll recap really quickly. There was a duck that we could see. I'm only stating what we could see. A duck, some chickens, 2 rabbits, 4 adult dogs, a litter of puppies in deplorable conditions, feces, contaminated, slimy, dirty, green water, flies swarming all over the place. We had video that we got by a neighbor inviting us onto his property through the fence. The neighbor that initially called to complain about this had photos that we also handed over to the officials. That was not enough evidence for them to go and get a warrant or for the officials to go onto the property. That would have been ideal. If they were able to go on that property, they would have been able to remove the animals and give them countless citations for the conditions, the way these animals were forced to live. So with that being said, the second day today...
Well, remember in between, they told them that they would be back in the morning.
Right. The Animal Control said when we left the first day, they'd be back in the morning to recheck when the owner was going to be home, and then they would be allowed on the property. We all knew what was going to happen. We all knew that the owner was going to clean it up and make the animals disappear.
Which we got confirmed from the neighbors.
That is exactly what happened. Late last night, probably around 11 o'clock at night, I was speaking to the owners that initially made the complaint that the neighbors, the owner of the dogs and the animals, was home last night. He didn't come home this morning. It was last night when he arrived back home. He was very busy cleaning. He was hosing everything down. Not only was he hosing everything down, but we found out today when I arrived back on the property at 9:30 this morning, after sending emails and phone calls all night long. I arrived on the property at 9:30 and I made my calls and I reached out to the director, the new director of Broward Animal Care and Adoption, which is Animal Control. Lorelei Combs, and she called me this morning while I was sitting on the property in my car waiting, and there was nothing happening. I didn't see the pickup truck of the owner of the dogs. I didn't see any activity. No officials were there. And we spoke, and she asked me to please stand back. And can you not?
No, you're not. You're
okay. Please stand back and let her do her job. She was concerned for my safety. I explained to her that the media was going to come. She said, good, bring it. I waited about an hour and a half, I would say, and then animal control showed up. There were 2 animal control officers. There were probably 4 BSO vehicles, a lieutenant with BSO, along with code enforcement.
And, yeah, 2 animal control officers.
I said that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And then later on, the news showed up, 6 and 4. With that being said, waiting and waiting, all the videos that were posted today, it was confirmed. And while they were all on the property and we were sitting out front and we had no idea what was happening, at the end of the day, once everything was shut down, we spoke to Animal Control. Animal Control told us that they were issued a lot of citations from code enforcement in the double digits. That's one thing. They were also told that they need to remove their wood fence in the backyard. It was not done with a permit. All of the cages, he said there were so many more cages back there that we didn't see along the fence lines. Every single cage needs to be broken down and removed. Everything was immaculate. He said you could eat literally off the ground. We knew that was going to happen. So all the cleaning was done and the removal. Sadly, just like we all expected, there were no puppies on the property when they went back on the property. No puppies. There were no chickens. There was no duck. There were 2 rabbits, and there were 4 adult German Shepherds.
They're asking if we ever got to check the garbage bags.
No, they would not allow us. That we brought that up, and I said to them over and over again, the garbage bags, the garbage bags. They said that we cannot touch the garbage bags. So they cannot touch the garbage bags. Anyways, I don't know where the puppies are. I don't know where the duck is. I don't know where the chickens are. But they were told they can never have another agricultural animal on that property again. They will be rechecking. Their dogs, the 4 adult shepherds that were there, were up to date on all vaccines. They do not have a breeder's license. We asked about the amount of dogs that are allowed on the property, and it's a very complicated. They said animal control does not regulate that. That is a city, which is, we'd have to go to Fort Lauderdale, make a complaint, and then that's where it's goes to animal control. So that will be done. The 4 adult German Shepherds are now free roam. They are no longer in any kind of confinement, kennel, cages, and they never can be again. Remember, we have several neighbors that are watching daily. They are not going to stop. They are angry, but everybody felt that with all of this, the videos and bringing awareness with all of your help, this has started a paper trail. You saw the attitude of when the owner came out and did the thumbs up to me. That just shows the ignorance. I'm not even going to go there. We're here to help the dogs. We're here to help the animals. So I wanted to update every one of you because you've been so strong behind us. Power in numbers, for sure. All the calls that you made, all the messages. I know this has, even though if you're not here with us physically, I know how much this hurts all of you to see any animal, because you are animal lovers. That's why you are a supporter of our rescue page. So I wanted to update everyone. I don't know if there's any questions on there that maybe I'm missing something. I can't see the comments.
I'm watching the comments. There's not really any questions. You know, Kevin, Amy, you rock. Love you, girl.
Takes a team.
What's the address? I'll punch the owner in his face.
Yeah, well, you're not going to punch anybody in the face.
Thank you for your update. Does anybody have any questions? Does everybody feel like they understand the update? You know, and you can bring up, too, that just in this past 2 weeks, we've also been on 2 other rescues prior to this one, you know, and it is unbelievable what you have to go through. I mean, you can give them a little update on the last rescue we were on with the dogs in the crate outside.
Well, and Carol brought up a really good point because, you know, guys, there's a lot of things that go on behind the scene. There was an real animal cruelty case that I've been working on with Broward, and it was a chain of emails going back. There were over 20 emails about a call that I received about a dog, a young pit bull named King, who was on a chain, on a tether. And there were two little dogs in Lauderhill, not a good neighborhood, and two little dogs that were also tethered out front. So what happened was I reported it. I had photos, we had some videos. I reported the King situation. This is a totally different animal cruelty case, and the reason I'm even discussing this right now is because I think it's important that you understand, like Carol said to me today when I was driving home. She called me and she said, I don't want you to feel defeated or be disappointed because of all of this that happened within the past 2 days. It is making a difference, and it is bringing awareness with not only all of you, but with the officials. And hopefully if we fight hard and long enough, you know, with the laws, we need to change these laws or nothing is going to change. There needs to be stricter laws. They need to be able to go onto a property if an animal, you know, if they suspect any kind of illegal activity, they should be able to go on a property, not this, you know, animals are...
there needs to be more protection
property
for the victims and not the abusers.
And we're actually treated like a criminal. That's what it feels like when we're on these scenes. You know, we feel like we're treated like the criminal, and truly it's very sad, and it sucks. But back to the King situation. King was a sweet pit bull, and he was forced to live on a chain his entire 2-3 years of his life. The emails back and forth with animal control, they stated that he was incompliant, his tether was long enough, and he had a dog house, and he had food and water. So after the emails and they said he was fine, I get a call from the neighbor that King is dead. King was mauled to death on his tether. 2 roaming dogs went into the property that was not completely fenced. They attacked King. He was on his chain tether, and he couldn't break away and defend himself. And when I reached out to the animal control officer who I'd been dealing with through this whole entire process, I said, when was the last time you were on this property? And she said, why, is everything okay? And I said, no, it is not. She called me and I told her what happened, and she said, oh my God, are you serious? I said, yes, I'm serious. So we have a serious situation. We have a dead dog that was on a chain, and it was okay. It was in compliant with animal control because of the length of the tether. And that dog is dead right now. And I am fighting for that dog, King, because I don't want him to die in vain. And I think it was a horrible, horrible death for that dog. So we need to fight to remove tethering. I spoke to, I will throw the names out that I spoke to, Chip LaMarca, who's a commissioner for a very long time. He said he was totally with me, wants a meeting with Lorelei Combs from Broward Animal Care and Adoption, and they want to discuss making changes, and they agree that the tethering should not be allowed countywide. And then I also asked him about citations after citations when people call for animal cruelty and neglect. Why is it that the animal control officers keep going back in citations and thousands of dollars? Are they paying their citations? What happens if they don't pay their citations? And why is it that if an animal's in a situation that is going to cause it pain or suffering, why is it that after a citation, if they do not make the proper changes, why is it they cannot go and remove that animal from the situation? End of story. No more chances. These dogs don't have a voice. They can't speak for themselves. They can't fight for themselves. So
that was that situation.
Then the other one with the 2 dogs in the cages with the officer that was rude to us.
That was another two-day ordeal.
Two-day ordeal, and that's filed with Internal Affairs with BSO. Still waiting on that. The dogs were brought inside. They have not been outside since. And they were given the citations that I think I updated all of you. It was $512 per dog. So that was $1,014 for the 2 dogs on the patio. So guys, we're going to keep fighting, but I think that the reason we really want to do these videos, you know, we can do this behind the scene and not involve all of you, and sometimes we think maybe we shouldn't, and then I decided I think we should. I think
and everybody else should too. Everybody, when you see something, you say something, you do something.
You can't turn a blind eye. Look, if this family didn't reach out to us and show us and tell us what was going on with all these dogs and these agricultural animals, they'd still be living in their filth. God only knows if what kind of life. I'm not saying it's better. It is better. It is better because they're not confined. They're free roam. There is shelter overhangs. They had fresh food and water. And
it's not the way it should be.
It's not the way it should be.
But it's better than it was.
We all know the dog should be in our bed. The dog should be in our home. They
was.
shouldn't be left outside. They shouldn't be living outdoors unattended. It is what it is. But the law is the law. And we can fight. We can fight to change laws. But you can't walk on people's properties when these people say, just go take the dogs. You can't just take a person's animal. It is considered theft. It is illegal. It is jail time. If we're in jail, we're not going to be able to help any animals. We're going to lose our 501c3. Let's be real. So we do everything we can through the proper channels.
Zoe's got a good point. Another issue is that the officers do not know the laws. Example, they said that you can't video over the fence, and this was incorrect. When the officers come to the location, this prevents them from...
Absolutely.
I can't read the rest of it.
She's right.
Yeah.
The whole big back and forth yesterday with the officer... You can't video. I was on a property behind the property with the animals. I was invited legally on the property. And there was a ladder out there. And I stepped up on the ladder and I held my camera up. Okay, I didn't step foot on the property. And I did not know, honestly, I did not know until the officer said it was illegal to do that. But wait a minute. When I saw the animal control officer, Fred, do it, and he was holding his camera and snapping photos, I've done it before. We did it with Diamond and Duchess.
So if there's illegal activity, this is what gets me. So if they were, say like they were doing drugs and there was drugs splattered all over the place in the backyard, right? And there was videos and photos and proof and everything, would they say, we're going to come back tomorrow and we're going to monitor this situation, when the owner comes home?
Give them time to clean up
and
all their
that's drugs. That's
right.
not even like a being, a life, I mean, so it gives them time. Oh, okay, you're coming back tomorrow. Okay, let me,
clean up my mess, come back, and there'll be nothing here.
It's absurd.
It'll disappear. So with the camera thing over the fence, today was the second day, and the lieutenant came over to my car. We were talking about the actual camera over the fence, and he said, no, you can do that. I said, I can. The officer yesterday told me I couldn't. He said, no, he can't. The authorities can't, which blows my mind, but we can. So again, the officers don't know the law. That is the problem. We have it on camera over and over again. The officers don't know their own law. They don't know their own statutes for animals or for other things. So if you don't know your own law, how are you supposed to protect?
No, they're more, they're more interested in protecting, the other people rather than the people who are calling out for help. And that's the issue, and that's the problem.
Right. We could go on and on and on, guys. It's been a long 2 days.
We got to get back to the fundraiser.
Back into the fundraiser. So we just really wanted to update so we didn't leave you out in the dark all night. I know you all deserve this update. Why should we know and not, share it with all of you?
More people asking about the garbage in the truck.
Guys, the garbage isn't off. It
was in the back of his truck. We have no right to look inside the garbage bags. All we could do is speculate what's back in there. I don't even want to think about what's in those garbage bags, but there's nothing we could do about it.
And the officer stated when I asked him about the garbage bags, can you check the garbage? Oh no, we can't go in the garbage. We can't go in there. I'm like, why? There could be proof. No, we can't go in the garbage. So if an officer and animal control is telling me they can't go in the garbage, what am I going to do? Crawl into his truck and start going through the garbage? Can't do that. I'll go to jail. All right, guys, we're going to sign off. I just want to say thank you for all your love, your support, your energy. It means so much. It means so much to us. Power in numbers. This is Amy, 100 Plus Abandoned Dogs of Everglades, Florida.